Hello.
Good evening, Sandeep. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to
Okay.
have it here. So
So I was very excited when I heard that you are going to have an interview with me. So I would love to take your interview. So please, should we start?
yeah, we should start now. Yes.
As we know that you had a tough journey with schizophrenia and you became a scientist. So can you please briefly explain your journey?
Actually, journey became started in 2006. I was doing my job normally, and at that time, I had a psychotic break, schizophrenia, and since then, it has been like that, only up and down in my life. And so, in 2015. I converted this up and downs in the psychotic things into spiritual things, and in fact, my whole journey has been spiritual only right from the start. In from 2006 now till date, I learned a lot of things. So one of the main things I learned is like if you want to attain the union with Supreme Head, which we call God, love is the one of the prime factor. If you develop love in your heart for the supreme, so spiritually everything is accomplished. You need not to do anything. So these sentences encompasses the whole gist of my journey in very few words I have described.
Okay, thank you. It was very good. But as you talked about spiritual journey, mainly people say that when someone is in a spiritual journey, he finds answer to questions like who I am, what is God, where should I go? So can you answer these three questions according to your spiritual belief? First, who you are, who are you?
So it's a very good question. Who are you? What is it also means like what is self? What everybody has some self. They think of them as self, so which we call I also. Now there are two ways of looking at it. One is non-dual aspect. In that non-dual aspect, self or I is nothing but manifestation of God in this realm only. Everything is everywhere is single, single total consciousness. You are not separate from that. So this self is also part of same total consciousness. So that is one way of looking at self. But going through non-dual perspective spiritual journey may not be that fruitful in your own spiritual upliftment because you don't have practical tools in non-dual perspective to really move forward in your belief system to move forward in your spiritual system, though you can gain mental knowledge that everything exists, everything is one and every total consciousness is there. And even I think some concepts like samadhi, mahasamadhi, those are also non-dual things only. Those things can be achieved, but it is of no practical use in our own this spiritual life on physical earth. So that is one way of looking at self. And the other way of looking at self is like I am separate from God. God is uh, s- someone who is looking from top towards me. In this regard, I really appreciate Muslim religion, where every human on earth looks upon Allah as somebody who is perfect. So this is typical example of dual perspective. So similar ways, Sant Mat is also a dual perspective only, which I follow. So in dual perspective of knowledge of self, you get to have a freedom to do things around, to do experiment around this whole spiritual realm. So, to say that who am I? I would say that I am God, but I haven't realized it yet. So
Okay.
since I haven't realized it yet, I am separate from God. Uh, and ways to realize that I am God, there are many different ways, and Santmat is one of them. And so far, my experience has been like the Sant Mat is the only and best path in realizing that, because it integrates the love for God. I have seen other systems also, like Buddhist, Hindu, and other Muslim also. They do preach love for God, but they don't give any practical ways to really practice that. So I thought I think that helps to answer your question. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. But I think modern people say that, though who are mainly educated, like scientists like you, people say that religion or God is a collective delusion. Do you want to comment on it?
Uh, Pardon me. Tell me again. What did you ask?
Is God a collective delusion?
Okay, okay. So delusion. Yeah. So let me put it in this way. There are two parts. When you say God is collective delusion, uh, it is true, because we all are, under the garb of mind. Everybody is thinking, is a thinking machine. You are thinking, I am thinking, every human is thinking. So when you are thinking, you are in the realm of mind. So every person will have different idea of God. For some person, maybe a statue may be a god. A god is residing in a statue. For some other person, it may be like somebody sitting in a higher spiritual regions, and other people may have other ideas of God. So when you have different belief system for different people, obviously it is a delusion. So it can be called as like a collective delusion. But in reality, God exists. That is truth. And if you really want to know the truth, you have to go beyond mind, and you will see that everything is same one. Any religion, any thing. There are two ways. Like some people think of God as a their religion only is the true religion. Their God is only their only true God. So that is a delusion. But when you think of God as a single one point for everyone, every human, every world, every universe, so that is not a delusion. So I think that partially answers your question.
Okay. Then I will directly attack your religion. Is Sanskrit scientific?
Yeah.
Can you say something about that?
Okay.
How scientific is your religion?
So first thing is Sant Mat is not a religion. I will say that it is a spiritual practice. So
Okay.
so why I say it is scientific? There are reasons for that. In science, if you perform any experiment, and if you get the same result, for the same experiment, you know it can be called as a scientific experiment. Different change in different environment should not result in different outcome. It should be the same. That means it follows some laws, and whole experiment to follow some laws, and we can predict what will be the outcome. Similar thing can be said about Santmat also. If you are given certain practices, certain instructions to follow, I guarantee that you will also achieve the similar results what others have achieved. Now, problem is that people don't follow those instructions, in a true manner, in a way, the way it is required them to follow. And so, why do they, do such a thing? Because mind comes, and mind is a big thing. So, so it appears as a non-scientific thing, but even mind can be tamed using certain techniques, certain ways. Like in Buddhists, they have eightfold path is there. Then they have tantra is there. Then other techniques are also there. If you follow them, step by step, what they have really said about it, you will always achieve the final result, which is to reach something beyond mind. You can say that. So it's a scientific thing. At the same time, until and unless you will not, step on to the first step of Santmat, you won't get any no real gist whether it is scientific or not. So staying outside and commenting that it is not a scientific, it is like that is not the right way. You have to take the first step. Once you take the first step, the next door opens. You open the door and enters. The next door opens, like that. It keeps on growing, and ultimately you realize that it is scientific only. Which scientific tools are applied, because when you fight the mind, you can't use the mind. To fight the mind, you have to use some other agency which is outside the realm of mind, and it is a very technical thing. It becomes very technical thing at that time. You apply different tools in your mind. Then love is one of the tool to really go beyond mind. So I would say it is scientific only.
Okay. It's very nice to hear. Can you tell me about what is Guru according to your Sant Mat faith? What is the importance of a Guru?
So thing is that first we have to understand that uh, we are not the earth only physical realm. There are other realms that exist. Like there is astral realm is there on top of the physical. Then there is a causal realm on top of the astral, and after that, it is creation. This creation stops, and we have Sachkhand, which includes everything. So the Sachkhand is, in English it is called, uh, realm of truth, region of truth. You can say that where everywhere you see, you will see the truth. So from where all there only all the souls descended onto the all the three regions, causal, astral, and physical. Now we are in the physical domain. So we all human beings which are on the earth are the souls which have descended from that region of truth only. So, but we have forgotten that we have come from there, because we are into the cycle of birth and death here. We keep on recycling here. When we die, we again born as our some different species depending on our karma. And this is whole karmic law works, and I need not to explain very detailed thing into it, but we are caught up in this cycle of birth and death, and we don't realize that we have come from a very exalted and very beautiful and very truthful place. So we are in circulation of life and death, and in each life we have sorrows also, happiness also, and all those things. We never feel bliss of the God. So to really get rid of this cycle of birth and death, we need to have connection with the Sachkhand so that it can pull us back. That connection is Guru, which we call perfect living master. If that connection, you find that connection, you can climb that connection and reach your true home. So that connection, life force is Guru. Uh, so in physical realm, in on earth, it appears as a human being who will appear, very human to everyone else. Only thing is that his awareness is total. He knows, not knows. He realized his embodiment of truth. He directly came from Sachkhand, and once we connect with him, his soul, we automatically get connected with the total Sachkhand. So using that connection, that force, we can also reach back the true home. So actually, this is a central idea of Sant Mat. What I told you, like Guru is there, Master is there. He is the embodiment of the truth. He is the embodiment of the uh, total consciousness. And when we uh, tap into that soul energy, which we call Master, we automatically get transported to the Sachkhand. So how do we do that? That we do by developing love for the Master. Once we develop love for the Master, that means we develop love for the God. And if you can develop love for the God, He will pull you up very naturally. You don't need to put any effort. You will go there. So in brief, I will say that Master is the human in God form who has come here to bring you out from this samsara and take you back to the Sachkhand.
Okay, that was nice to hear and it was very enlightening. And I just want to ask you, if you have given a chance to become master of the whole world, can you change the world? In what way you will change the world?
So yeah, like first thing is that I will not say I am a master. That I want to make
Yes,
very clear. Yeah. So master is also a misnomer in Sant Mat, because somehow we have to address the person. So we give the name master or guru out of respect. In fact, the master is a friend, your real friend, true friend. Until unless you will not develop the friendly relation with him, how will you really love the person? So it is a friend, but since we don't have any a special name for that, out of respect we call him master. This is the first thing. So second thing is there are two type masters in Satmat. One who comes to change the world, and second who comes to collect the marked souls. There are marked souls on the earth who get marked by the previous masters or the same master who is initiating them. So their task is to take the those souls back to the Sachkhand. So there are two type of master. Yes. So changing the world, is not the work of every other master. Neither there have been masters like Kabir and Seth Shivdayal, which we call Swamiji, who really impacted the way, influenced the world, and we are seeing the world in this condition because of their efforts.
okay. So what is your mission? Can you tell me about your mission?
Yeah, it's a very good question. What is my mission? Yeah. So as I progressed in on this path, I was initiated by my guru Ishwarji. Back in 2016, I was battling with schizophrenia at that time. No, since 2006, I have been battling. So schizophrenia itself is a very mystical thing. From since 2006, it's a very mystical thing. Only thing is that we don't know how to comprehend the experiences we are getting, how to put them in right perspective, how to really, get the gist of the thing. We keep on, swim in the this mystical, ocean here and there, but we don't find any shore, and eventually we drown. And that's what happens with schizophrenic people. So finding that shore is very important. And so this in 2016, I was initiated by Ishwarji. You can say that that was the shore I was looking for. I already had a lot of spiritual and mystical experiences, but I needed an anchor point, and my master provided that anchor point. So yeah, that's it. What was your question?
My question was, what is your mission? What you want to do with
Yeah.
your
You
faith?
asked about my mission. Yeah. So I realized that there are many people in the world, not many, everyone whose true seeking is like spiritual only to get the taste of bliss. So uh, I want them to have a true understanding of the how the world operates, and how it is linked to the various level of gods in whole structure. There are gods at lower structure, there are gods at higher structure, then there is ultimate god, what we call god or bhagavan or Allah, general term which we use. So so having understanding of these issues is very necessary for every human. We don't have a clear picture. Everybody is having their own belief system according to their own religion. So my mission is to give them clear, clarity about all these issues, how to relate to the God, the true God, and not to fall for the delusions which we have in our minds, and to basically avoid all the lower level gods which we really don't need. We need to connect with the Supreme, and it is possible for every human being, because in every human being we have a heart, and if we have strong earning, strong seeking for that truth, for that God, uh, you know it's that's what all is needed. Everything else is, secondary. And you can every for that reason, I believe it is possible for every human being. It has been possible for me. I have realized it, and it's not a very, difficult thing. It's a very simple thing. Only thing is that it has been made complicated by our mind. We think God to be somewhere sitting very high and, some far away place or in the sky. That is not true. He's already inside us, but we are not connected with him. I am calling him, but it's a gender neutral. So, to how to connect with that, to impart that knowledge, that is one of the primary mission, my mission.
Okay, that was very nice. Do you want to conclude the session?
Yeah, I would like to conclude the next session here because, it's 20-minute session already. But before we conclude, I will really thank you. You have been doing an excellent job. As I know, you have your own NGO, Kabir Pathshala. Uh, I will say that it is very noble mission. And will you tell something about that, or what do you do about in this Kabir Pathshala?
Let it do in next session. It will be mine and you will ask questions. But let it be this session. Let it be about Sant Mat and your learning.
Okay, no
I will
problem.
discuss my journey later.
Yeah, yeah, as you wish. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye.